Whoops. I forgot all about the Flash. How the hell did that happen? Oh, yeah. So I caught up with. There's been 2 episodes, and then there's another one that I haven't. I don't know. Anyway, the episode's Lockdown. Yeah, Lockdown. Well, that was actually the second one. The other one. Oh, damn it. Compulsive disorder or something. I'll look it up after I'm done talking about it. And it'll be in the description and all that. They weren't very, very good. The first one is basically the kids come back to get into time travel shenanigans since they're time travel characters. It doesn't really fully explain itself, and it's not really the point. It's just the two of them getting into silly adventures, and mostly Bart is the silly one, and yeah, I guess his sister kind of has to clean up after him, but it's kind of sort of. Neither one of them were characters written to be a stellar intellects on anything, so it doesn't really matter. But the thing of it is that the whole thing from the past one was that Bart was upset about the death of Jay Garrick. Apparently at some point in the future he dies, and he was like a mentor to Bart, and it's sort of like a grandpa figure and that type of thing. And so when he gets to see him in the past, he's all, emotional about it and everything. Well, there's a disturbance and ripple in the time stream or whatever, and suddenly there he is. He's alive in their time. And the city of the future just looks like the city of today, except for holographic billboards of Big Belly Burger, which is this would-be McDonald's or Burger King in the DC universe called Big Belly Burger. Because if you eat their product, you'll get a big belly. Yeah. So guess what he brings to the kids? He brought a whole bunch of Big Belly Burgers for them to eat. And they're all stunned that he's alive and stuff. Oh, the time changed. And then he lets slip that he's married to some other woman named Rose, not Joan. And they're like, oh, what's going on? And they realize there's been other ripple effects. There's no real logic to it or anything. But so they go back in time. Not long after Barry had been hit by lightning to, get his flash powers. So he's in a coma in the hospital for the moment. And so then it's Detective Joe, and his old buddy who ended up being his daughter's first boyfriend, or well, maybe not the first one, but nevertheless, fiance anyway. And then, he died. Was it the first season or the second one? I can't remember. Yeah, it was probably the second one. No, first. Whatever. It doesn't matter. So they brought him back despite looking older and everything. Just don't worry about it. But that's all it is. And then the worst of the worst was their crappy version of the Royal Flush Gang shows up. But this, due to the time change, they show up earlier than they would have normally. And they don't really fix that, but they prevent them. They were going to rob this... what was it? Was it a jewelry store? No. Some sort of club? A restaurant? See, I can't even remember. Doesn't matter. And then they were going to blow it all to hell just to do it, which is pretty stupid. So Bart and Nora go in there, and they can't let them see them as their superhero selves because no one would know who that was, and that would distort time. So they save everybody and all that, and it's great and all. But then after all that, being careful not to screw around, they both sneak in and pose in the background of a group photo at the police station. So on the wall somewhere is that photograph of them two in there, which you weren't supposed to disturb the timeline, but you do disturb the timeline. Of course, once you change the timeline, it deviates from the normal timeline and creates a new one. So all you got to do is jump back to your original timeline. And whatever happens to that other timeline, hey, that's their problem. Yeah, it doesn't really matter. it's just the show just doesn't have anything anymore, and in good hands, these two could probably be all right. As it is, you couldn't build a series on them if they wanted to spin them off into something. Yeah, Nora's cute. The guy playing Bart seems all right. It's kind of sad because he's new to everything, and he's all full of energy and stuff. And if he's stuck in it, he is. I mean, a lot of people never really escape the CW. These actors, they don't go on to anything really great or nothing, very rarely, and so you kind of have to just stay there. It's like poor Grant Gustin, you know. So they've renewed the shows. The Flash will get a 9th season. Poor bastard, but I think that's it after that one. I mean, I don't know how they keep going, because there's nothing there. Case in point, the next episode, Lockdown. Lockdown was a little bit better, as it did feature Barry Allen. He doesn't get to be the Flash very much, but it's not by much. There's a few funny scenes they do between Flash and the returning villain of Goldface. It's just kind of silly, but it's, you know, it's fun. It's a funny moment. That's about it. The upshot of it is, what's her face, the new captain of the police force, is concerned about her meta powers and is scared of them and wants the Flash to help her out. And so in the end, that's what he agrees to do. So, and she knows that Barry Allen is the Flash. She should have figured it out a long time ago, but she figured it out because in this episode, to keep them from having to shoot superpowered scenes, Goldface manages to knock them out with knockout gas, whatever that is, and then put bracelets on everybody at the police department, so that if any of them are metas, they couldn't use their powers, because if they do, the bracelet will blow up and blow their heads off or whatever. So in the end, Barry manages to escape it because he's super duper fast, so he just takes it off while it's exploding, and he runs out of the room, and he's fine. Which he could have done at any moment during the show, because people, they didn't get killed, but they nearly did. So, you know. And Goldface was after some anti-meta people bullets at what's her face held in the safe at the police department. Well, they weren't there anymore. She had sent them off to Argus, but just didn't tell anybody. So the whole thing was a waste of time. So I don't know. I guess she didn't tell him that. So I forget her reasons why. That, oh, he might have just detonated everything. So I don't know. Anyway, that's how that works. And it's fine. It's a little bit better than the other one, but neither one was like horrible or anything. The worst part is the stupid soap opera crap. Now, the Bart and Nora one, the soap opera stuff is just between the two, and, you know, Bart, I'm not good enough, and Nora, no, you are. I had trouble too, and all this sort of stuff. Yeah, okay. That wasn't nearly as bad as the crap. Caitlin and Frost are mad at each other because Caitlin doesn't like her boyfriend because, you know, he was a criminal. But then so was Frost, you know. But in the end, it's not about Frost or her boyfriend. It's about Caitlin's fear to let herself fall in love, because she's trying to date this doctor guy. I forget his name. After all that, and she causes a big stink, and Frost walks off, and it's all embarrassing. The doctor guy is probably thinking, you know what? Let's just be friends, and I'll find somebody else. And so there wasn't much else. There was Chester and what's-her-face, who I thought they were already dating, but they're still, you know, obviously into each other, but too embarrassed to admit it, and that kind of crap. And then Iris shows up at the last minute, and her eyes glow green. So, there's something afoot. But for the most part, after their crappy Armageddon storyline, which thank God is over, they're just doing episodic episodes. So you have an episode, there's the hostage situation, and then there's the time travel problems that Nora and Bart deal with. It's actually a better take. It's just the show is just so bled dry, and they're just going through the motions. So it's unfortunate. I don't think he can rebound. But that's about it. So maybe I'll watch some more if I remember. Well, we'll see what happens.